Here is how the tables are stacking up after a week's worth of matches. In top place, it is a tie. Yay, what a surprise. Gambit and SK Gaming now with 13 wins and 9 losses. And look at that. Surprise, surprise. It's a three-way tie this time for third place with Alliance, Fnatic and Roccat all at 12 wins, 10 losses. But Alliance, let's not forget, are on a 6-game win streak.
Then we have Copenhagen Wolves with 10 wins and 12 losses, followed up of course by Subotco in the 7th place with 9 wins and 13 losses. And down in the bottom, still trying to chase the playoff spot, we have Millennium, 8th place of course with 7 wins and 15 losses.
Yeah, starting to sink away there. We'd also like to take a moment and highlight our 5 OP players who have played exceptionally well this week. In the top lane, you just heard from him. It is Soaz. Massive performance from him, 26 KDA in the 2 games of Shyvana. And well, the last game, he was phenomenal.
He was absolutely fantastic. Doing so well in the laning phase, keeping up in farm against the Renekton, getting all the items he needed and just started split pushing. It was just a constant pain to deal with.
And of course in the jungle it is Shook. 69% kill participation across the 2 games this week. And he also had 8 kill spree in that last game, despite the poor start he had.
He had a poor start, but he just pulled it together, and his ultimates, his team fights were absolutely perfect on Evelyn, and his synergy with Froggen is so strong and so hard to deal with.
And the mid lane man, we just saw him in action. It is Peke. Had a fantastic first day, went 11-2-3 on Gragas versus Roccat.
And then now he's playing Lulu in the mid lane. Very good pickup for him finally. And the fact that he's now making plays or trying to make plays is one of the reasons Fnatic are doing so well at the moment.
Yeah, you're starting to see the confidence back in his eyes. Tabs, he is the AD carry for us. He went 9-1-17 over 2 games. Fantastic performance by the AD carry for Alliance.
And we just have to highlight the way Alliance played yesterday with this Sivir on taps. His ultimates, every single team fight around the dragon, he just popped it, caught a member from Gambit and got ahead. And then of course his Jinx play, he was the main damage dealer, staying in the back and just did so well in the entire game.
And of course runner-up for that one was of course Reckless.
Yeah, we have to highlight
8-0-3 on that Lucian. Of course the support, well, it's another member of Alliance. It is Nif. He was involved in 28 of the 42 kills in those 2 games. His Thresh was off the chain and he busted out a first-time Nami to defeat Gambit.
He had a very good Nami yesterday, and of course he's fresh today in the team fights when he landed like 5 hooks in a row. He was so strong. Of course we have to mention Edward. His play today as well on Fresh was absolutely fantastic. But Nif, similar also with his Nami game from yesterday, will get the OP player for supports.
Well both days. But one player, well, he stood out above the rest and has earned himself title of Most Valuable Player of Week 9, picking up his 2nd MVP title of this Spring Split. It is, of course, Alliance's Froggen.
Froggen is just in the mid lane at the moment. He's one of the best, if not the best mid laner we have in Europe. His Kayle, his Gragas was spot on this weekend. 7.75 KD, of course. And just the fact that he's so good now, he's even roaming around the map here. As long as he gets ahead, he would just do so much against your team. And it's so hard to shut down because he's such a good laner and his champion pool. How do you ban out Froggen when he even plays like Karthus and everything?
Anything you want, and of course we do have a clip of Froggen in action
against
the Super Hawk crew. It's a fantastic play.
Explosive cast just decimates Selfie where he stands. He's going for a second. He's going to have to repel straight back on this one. Has he got the rocket?
Beautiful.
He does. And Gragas manages to get 2 kills.
And of course, it was the double kill. It got him going. It was the rotations he made. And we were talking about this throughout the last 2 games. The fact that he was starting to do those rotations. This is Froggen. He used to just sit in the mid lane and farm, but he is now all over the map.
Well, we have to say, of course, in the very first weeks of the LCS, it was kind of the style of Froggen, but he's really improved it in the last 5-6 weeks. He's been doing so well when it comes to punishing his lane. If he gets ahead, then he can roam around. That's what he's been doing so well. And the fact he can come up here, and just the beautiful thing about the replay is the fact he shoots Ryze into the turret again, still with the aggro from it, so he just dies in the air from the turret, of course.
And I was worried how he'd been with us for a week in Katowice, but he turned out fantastic once again. Remember that the North American LCS will be resuming tomorrow, and they'll be starting the day with some belters. It is going to be Team Solo Mid up against XDG. That will be followed by Curse versus Dignitas.
Then we have Coast taking on Cloud9, and of course EG with the free subs will be playing CLG. And those matches, they start on Saturday at 8 PM Central European Time, which is 12 noon Pacific.
And then we'll be returning with the European LCS next Thursday, starting out with Millennium facing off against the Copenhagen Wolves. And that will be followed by the top tie, SK Gaming versus Gambit.
Then we have Rocket taking on Alliance, and then we have Super Hot Crew against Fnatic. Let's see if Super Hot Crew can keep up the aggression.
And you'll be able to find us here for those games on Thursday, March 27th at 7 p.m. Central European Time, and that is 11 a.m. Pacific. But right now, the action is going to continue as Ninjas in Pajamas are facing off against Reason Gaming in a best-of-3 for the European Challenger Series semi-finals. Freak and Zyrene, are you standing by to take you right into those games? And without further ado,